if you're on hormones, I think you should be able to do that, and I think you should be able to opt in for a male doctor.
That's supposed to be a
Jackie,
safe
are you
space
for
to
real?
get away
Look
from
at the
their
picture.
abusers. Their abusers are men, so why would they want a man
But they're men
to
with
enter there?
hormones, Lil. They're fine. They're men on hormones.
Right. Okay, Jackie, did you see? This was all over the news, Jackie. Wait, hold on, just 1 second. Let me let them know. This trans woman was in the women's part of the prison, and they impregnated 2 female prisoners. So they were sent back to the men's area, and they were projecting about it, saying this is unfair and they should go back to the women's. Do you see the issue?
Well, not in a vacuum, because that's just a prison. That sounds like something that happened in prison.
So, Jack, last month in Edmonton, Alberta, 3 women were raped in a women's shelter by a man mimicking the female sex. So women not only are faced with the threat of that just because, like, oh, we're confronted now with this new thing where we're putting men in women's spaces where we're extra vulnerable, but now that we get to hear stories about it, so let's say I'm a woman who wants to flee male violence, and I hear, oh, now we're letting men into women's shelters, and 3 women were just raped in a women's shelter last month. So do you think that's going to affect women's psychology on using the services, and the fact that women are being raped in spaces where we are supposed to be fleeing rape and male violence? Like, do you care at all?
No,
do you understand?
I don't think that
we're not fucking around here. This isn't a game.
Females should be together.
Like, Jack, I know that you think the world is your oyster because you're a man and everything's for you, and this is just a big game for you to play. But like the female plight is serious. Like, we're being unalived every 11 minutes, raped every 60 seconds. Okay, we actually have a serious situation here on planet Earth as females. Can you fuck right off? Is that okay?
I get Jackie.
Every time I've spoke to you, you told me you're not interested in female spaces and like women's spaces.
I'm not. I've never claimed that.
So what are you saying?
Spaces. I'm just saying that I don't see the moral objection because I don't pass personally.
We're telling you all the moral objection.
It's not about
passing. For these other spaces, it's not about passing.
In a women's shelter last month in Edmonton, Alberta. Is that enough for you, or do we need more?
And bathrooms is different from these.
I just said rape in a shelter. 3 women were raped by a man mimicking the female sex, because in Canada here, we're pretending that men can be women. Is that enough for you, or does there need to be more?
Yeah, Martha told you 3 times, Jackie. Are you hearing her?
Yeah, you're just giving me a headline. I mean, I can't analyze that in a vacuum. Like, it's just a thing that happened in a vacuum.
Tell me about this moral quandary that you've got.
What else do you need? Do you need to know?
You can't just give me headlines. I want to know that it's actually risky in a study with 100 people.
Why should women have to justify this, Jackie? Women should not have to justify.
How many women have to get hurt, Jack? How many women have to get hurt?
Sample size of 100. You're mischaracterizing what I'm saying. Just because I want a sample size doesn't make me.
You want 100. You just want 100.
I just want to know if it's actually dangerous instead of just giving me a vacuum, one thing in a vacuum, and expecting me to jump on board with you.
No, I'll give it to him.
He needs 100 heads.
No, Jack, listen to me. If I can show you, right, with a case study, right, 100 trans women, right, and general populace, and the tendencies of the violence towards women and children, would you then agree?
Okay, well, I would have to analyze the statistics first.
Okay.
Yes, if you could extrapolate that they are more violent, I would agree. I agree.
Brilliant.
Please show him the statistics.
Okay.
If you're going to show me this doctor sitting in prison statistics,
No.
I can't. I don't want to do that, please.
Ministry of Justice UK prison statistics. Are you comfortable with that? You can look it up yourself.
Can you...
Just look it up.
You parse that information for like violent and non-violent crimes and what type of sex crime it was.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It references. Sorry.
No,
you can compare that to the control of men.
Absolutely. So you have general populace, of which 16% of them are in prison for crimes of a particular nature against women and children, violent nature. And the same amount from a percentage perspective is that it's 5 times more likely that a trans woman, quote unquote, would be locked up for those crimes against women and children of the same crime. Right? So actually, what we're seeing is either between a 300 and a 500% rise in violence there, right? Their ability to inflict violence.
Can I see this source? Because I actually want to like look into this.
Yeah, look it up, bro.
Methodology, please.
Yeah, look it up.
Like, I want to see what, because when I tried to dive into the,
I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't
give me information.
Yeah, it wasn't done by a joke, bro. Like it's a completely like it's an in-depth study, right? I haven't looked at it for a while, right?
But Jack, just to jump back really quickly, because I don't want to let you get away with this. So we didn't used to allow men to go into women's shelters because we weren't stupid. We weren't pretending legally that men were women. Now that we're starting to pretend that men are women, for real, legally, women are getting raped in women's shelters. Now you're asking for the statistics to rise enough that you think it's significant enough harm to women that then we'll go back to, you know, sex segregating spaces where women are vulnerable to the male sex. You see how you're asking for more women to get hurt? We're not just going to look at the trend, or we're not just going to look at the fact that it's happening at all. Hold on, Jack. It shouldn't be happening at all. Okay, not one time, because we used to have, like, it used to be like, oh, you're a man? Don't care if you're wearing a dress. Don't care about your hormones. Don't care about your surgeries. You're not coming in here with the women. But now we're saying, oh, you're a man with hormones, surgeries, or wearing a dress and a wig? Get on in here, she, her, woman, man. And now women are getting raped in spaces where we're fleeing male violence, okay? So that's not enough for you. You need more of that? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, you're mischaracterizing what I'm saying. All I want to know is that there's a trend.
He wants that to be
a trend for you to be like, okay, bad idea.
Yeah, no, what is this seems pretty easy.
Okay. Are you buying a computer now? Are you buying a device now?
Happening once is not enough for you.
Okay.
And by the way, this is the first time it's happened in a women's shelter. So, but how many
Does
times?
everyone realize that Jack is a self-confessed AGP?
I will literally argue your point if you can establish that there's genuine risk in a sample size. That's all I said. And you're trying to make it seem like I'm some immoral person.
Tell us that there's risk of trans women being in male
I'm giving it to you. No,
okay, you give it to Martha. I was asking Martha because Martha makes sense.
No, evidence, listen, type it in. Evidence and data on trans women offending. Evidence and data on trans women's offending rates submitted by Professor, I can't remember her name now. But it's on the government committee website.
Okay, again, I wanna make this let's go. Okay, just send it to me and I'm gonna go through it and then I can come back and I'll go on the teacup mode.
Jackie, are you an AGP?
I would say that term doesn't fully encompass me, but yeah, I would say that I do fit I fit what it means. That was fun.
Yeah. Last time you were sure you were an AGP.
I think it's reductive because it makes it seem only sexual, but yeah, I do.
It's not only sexual, it's because most of the people who speak on it are not educated on it. It's a categorization, AGP. It's not the disorder. The disorder that's like a lot of AGPs have is transvestic disorder.
Yeah.
Not every AGP has that, but the majority do. AGP doesn't mean you've got that. It just means you're a non-homosexual, transsexual. That's what it means.
So, Jack, we have evidence enough to know that men perpetrate the majority of the sexual and violent crime against women and children. We have women's shelters set up because there's so much there's so much violence and harm towards women from men that we actually have to have provisions for it. Now that we're pretending that men are women sometimes, we're seeing women getting raped in these shelters by these men. And not only just raped, because like there's other, them walking around with a boner in the morning, them harassing women, them saying inappropriate comments to women, intimidating women, indecently exposing, all the things that men do, right? So it's not just women getting raped. Like, how do you justify men being in women's shelters whatsoever? Like, I don't get it. Or, actually, I do get it. You're just a misogynist.
Well, okay. I guess I want to find. I would rather, in a perfect world, there be another space for them. But I could totally see the concern, but I have not seen, someone's gonna send me something establishing a trend, and I'm gonna look, and then if I see it's establishing a trend, then I'm gonna go.
Do you know what it takes for a trend to happen, Jack? Do you know that it takes lots of women getting hurt for a trend to occur?
Okay, so I think that a trend could be established pretty quickly.
So as long as we get it over with quickly. All right, women.
No, I mean, a trend can be established from a very reasonable set of data that isn't massive or anything, and I know you think I'm cruel or something for expecting a sample size to actually extrapolate that there's any risk.
I would think it happening to 3 women in 1 grape shelter was plenty. I would think. I mean, the chat. What do you guys think? Do you think? Hold on. This isn't just like there isn't just one circumstance of this, but let's say there is. Let's say there's only one, and it's just this one in Edmonton, Alberta, where 3 women were raped in the women's shelter. Let's ask the chat and let's ask the panel.
Then establish a trend with what the data.
Hold on. Is that quite enough women getting hurt in spaces that are meant to be for women away from the male sex? Or do we need more? Let's see.
1 is too many.
I think that's too many. I think you don't need any. Like, that's the whole point.
The debate's over.
Well, the whole point of safeguarding is to prevent it, not wait for it to happen.
It looks like the chat thinks 1 is too many. Jack,
safeguarding is to
No, I think 1 is too many it's not conducive of debate. So if you want to say 1 is too many, we can just stop right now.
None is too many.
It shouldn't happen at all.
So, what is common sense?
1 is too many can be used to make conclusions about any group of people.
Go to the men's room. Why are you so scared to go in there? If 1's not too many, go in there and generalize. Show us the stats of trans women being in danger in there. If that's the case, if it's not a trend, why should we care?
Okay.
Why should we care?
I personally don't think there would be that much significant danger, but there's also probably not that much danger.
So what's the problem? We're just going to feel uncomfortable at most. If I had to go in a men's bathroom, I'd feel uncomfortable.
That's what my argument would be for using the women's bathroom for a trans woman. You're just uncomfortable, get over it, come on.
Bro,
what do you think? Just flip the whole thing back, come on.
You're not saying get over it?
Move on.
That's pretty much what I was just told to do. I was just told to get over it.
What you want to get over it and move on. Position then men, so telling women to get over it is unbelievable. Telling a group of people who are unalived by the male sex every 11 minutes to get over their discomfort.
No, and that wasn't just you couldn't just flip that, bro. That wasn't the same.
You can't just flip
that.
Men are not in the same position that women are in the world, so you are so fucking out of touch. You are so misogynistic. I can't even believe you uttered these words today. No, we're not just going to get over it. Women have alarm bells go off when men violate our boundaries that are meant to have away from you. And when you don't respect those boundaries, you're telling us just to get over it as if it's the same as the other way around. It's not.
It's not like it. It's not the same. We opt in to look like this and live like this, bro. Women don't.
Opt to be male.
They're born like that and they're stuck like that.
I didn't opt to be male.
You opted to transition. You didn't
But I still didn't opt to be male.
You opted in to transition.
So what?
No one has.
Transition and go into men.
We didn't opt to be a sex class that's vulnerable. Jack, you're the fucking man, you're the fucking male, you decided, well, I don't like that reality. I'm so decadent and spoiled in a society that allows me to be decadent.
I'm just severe and the trans person will be uncomfortable.
You want to trade.
Our comfortability and safety comes below a woman's comfortability. A woman's comfortability is more important than my safety. I chose this.
Okay. I could see that.
Jackie, why are you I feel like you're ignoring everything we're saying because your ideology
is...
He doesn't care.
I understand.
He said he doesn't care.
Okay. I do care, but I just think my own freedom sometimes trumps the objections of others.
At least you have your freedom.
Public facility,
you get to do whatever you want to do.
There's no reason I should care what others think.
And that trumps women's feelings and safety and everything, right? Because you're taught as a male, you're taught that, and also not just as a male, but just as a spoiled, rotten brat, that it's okay. What you want to do is more important than the safety, dignity, privacy, the humanity of a whole group of people that is dehumanized, objectified, and sexualized to a degree that there's femicides all over the fucking world. But, you know, your freedom to do whatever the fuck you want with your fetish and your game of playing woman is more fucking important.
Fuck the right
This
stuff.
is why I'm just, you know, it's this ideology game. Like, you had the Harry Benjamin standards. These AGPs and that weren't allowed to transition. They're just wild, man. It's crazy.
I can't take off what I'm doing. So I think there's some degree of permanence. I'm not trying to say that I'm a female, like I didn't say that, but
take it off. You can stop doing
Take
it.
what off? Take what off?
If you stop doing it, you'll go
Can't
back
take
to
off
normal.
hormones.
That's the thing. Because it's
You've only had a few hormones. Like, what? Have you got boobs?
Wait, can I ask a question?
well, I
What
still
was
have some, and I still can't take off that. So I don't see
what
why.
was so shit
So
about
what, have you got boobs?
Threshold.
Why don't you?
What
Have you got
was-
boobs? I don't know.
Yeah, I
Wait,
do.
excuse me, I'm not too sure about this whole like hormone stuff. If you stop taking them, wait, hold on. This hormone thing, it's like a continuous thing, right? Like you can't stop.
You can sometimes. It
You
depends.
can stop. If he hasn't castrated himself, if he hasn't
So
castrated himself,
you
he
can
absolutely can stop.
but only
No,
for a certain period of time.
No, he can
You
stop.
can
As long
stop,
as he
but-
has not castrated himself, he can go back to normal.
I can stop if I want to masculinize my features, yes.
Wait, bro, listen.
Your natural features, your natural born features.
Born isn't the right way of putting it, but yes.
Well, born, yeah. I mean,
Natural.
everyone looks the same as a baby, yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Wait, Jack, but what was so shit about being a man? Like, what was so shit about it?
Wait, what about being a man?
Yeah, like what was so shit about being a man? 'Cause like, there's loads of perverted men out. Yeah, like there's loads of perverted men out there, but like most of them don't transition yet, right? But like in terms of like there must have been an additional like level to it. So like what is it about like being a man that was so like felt so wrong for you? Like I'm curious.
Nothing was, okay, well, so I'm going to go on a little bit of a monologue here because it'll probably take like 30 seconds, but like, I realized that being a man, there wasn't really anything to write home about it, and I considered, like, if I had female characteristics, I would be a lot more happy with the way I presented, and I thought about it from like the future perspective, like, and then I considered, like, people say wait until you're 26, or so-and-so, and this and that, and I already knew that I wanted it, so of course, it was nothing to write home about for being a male. So I was like, I know I'll be happier, and I want to live my whole life.
Why did you want it?
So you're wait, and
so when you start looking to the future, what did you used to think?
Well, I realized that I wouldn't want to live as a male at any point in the same way I would as a woman. So I was just why would I ever stay this way?
Wait. So hold on. So you're a man, right? And you think that like, you know, like there's nothing to write home about, which is what you said. You're attracted to women.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you've taken your attraction to women and you've applied it to yourself, right?
In a sense.
Okay. And then you think that like the attraction that you have for women, after you've applied it to yourself, you think that then makes you one. So it was never like, oh, I'm not like
okay.
a useful man.
That's not what makes me a woman, though. I wouldn't say that desire makes me a woman.
I think what makes you a woman is that you
I would say I'm a trans woman. I'm not saying I'm a woman.
as a man. So you think I've got to be something, and I know you've told
you was a woman before.
people have told you
Okay,
you're
I think
pretty.
it's the type of woman you
People have told you you're pretty.
Type of man.
So that's got in your head to say, oh, I'll just turn into a woman and get more attention.
Yeah, like
Of course, that's not why I did that.
Hold on.
But I just don't understand why, if you're attracted to women and you can like perform with women, why wouldn't you just pretend to be normal? Because if I could do that, I definitely would.
Okay,
I definitely would have
you don't know what it's like from my perspective, because I don't really like intimacy with women wasn't really anything that I desired to do as a male in male form or in.
So you watch
for some reason.
lesbian corn.
Basically, I want to be a lesbian. Yeah.
You want to be a part of a lesbian corn. That's what I say. That's just what I think AGP is at this point. Like, it's just men who want too much lesbian corn and they want to be involved in it.
So you want to experience You want to experience a lesbian relationship, that's it.
Like a relation experience, but like no, I don't. Not just a relationship. I just want to be a female that's attracted to women. It's not just that's just part of the way I feel. Like it's not just because of that, but if there's a perfect world, I would be a female.
You realize you're straight, right?
This is attracted to perversion, then, right? You would recognize it as a perversion, right? Like you're effectively saying that your sexuality.
Well, you also understand that you're AGP and you've got transvestic disorder. Why would you transition and try into it?
Well, can you accept
you know it's the wrong thing? No, but you know your story is from a different place than mine.
I didn't say it was a lesbian. I was just trying to invoke the idea. I was just trying to invoke the concept.
You are appropriating our culture and you're fetishizing us lesbians, us real lesbians, because you have to be a female.
They don't
I was trying to invoke the concept. I didn't say I identify as a lesbian when I said lesbian.
Okay, well, I don't think any trans women can be lesbians because they're male. They're just fetishizing our experience as straight men.
Okay, but
you do realize that the only female or whatever you're going to get is a trans, because there's not many hetero.
And lesbians
the AGPs have always got wives and girlfriends. It's weird.
Yeah, as a lesbian, I find this very offensive.
They don't want men.
Yeah, like, again, because I'm a female that's exclusively attracted to other females. I can never like I can never like a man. I'm sorry.
But it's not that. You get like bisexual or straight women, and they just like manipulate them into going along with it.
No,
especially after they're married and then they transition and they have this fucking psychiatrist helping out, like forcing the woman to go along with it. You know what I mean? And they're stuck because they're supported by this man, so they're stuck in this household, and then he wants to transition when they rely on him. Like they're just taking the piss out of women even more, wasting women's lives.
That's saying I'm trans.
I will tell you.
As a real
don't want men or pretend women.
Yeah, and it's annoying because you have people in the comments like, Dolly, like, I'm sorry that you're bisexual and you'll never understand what it's like to be homosexual.
No one has to date a trans person. That doesn't make them so sorry.
Female is a noun. Female is Female is a person. It's a person who is a large gamete. Like you guys.
At the end of the day, Jackie, we imitate women, but we're just males.
That's kind of what that was my first point when I came up here. It's just about connotation.
You made an argument earlier that you were female because of denotation.
Well,
hold on. I'm just explaining the conversation from our perspective. You told Martha
get rid of
Joe.
He's saying I should be banned.
I don't know how to feel about that claim. Okay. I think it denote I'm largely it's largely up in the air whether or not it denotes or
can I be honest with you? The denote connote side of things is entirely irrelevant. Like genuinely speaking, you have no claim to female, bro. Like you just don't, and there is no
denoting
claim.
Would be a claim.
No, it wouldn't.
Absolutely.
We went over this earlier. Female is sex-based.
You don't indicate that you are. Sorry, you don't denote that you're female. You denote that you're a male who has like augmented their body. That's what you denote, right? So you're not denoting female.
But this is the same. I remember if we rewind to when I said that someone brought up DSDs, and they thought I was talking about DSDs, and I can understand why they thought I was talking about DSDs because it's a characteristic of a DSD. And that's the DSDs are the reason why the word denote is in that definition. So it does kind of get lumped in with DSDs to think
it's irrelevant regardless. Like at the end of the day, like if we were to just like even if we were to take even if we were to keep DSDs in there, DSDs happen to either males or females, right? Those are the only two options. Now, humans can categorize them incorrectly, meaning what they thought affected males might actually be a DSD of a female. That would be our limitation in knowledge, but it doesn't change the objective reality that you are not a female You have no claim to female. Okay, you don't have claim to woman. Like it's not appropriate. And then the arguments to try to get there have been damaging and resulted in violence against women. That's the problem, and confusion in children. Like the idea that this must be presented to children, right, is so problematic to me. Like that's one of the reasons why I'm vehemently against it. Like it's, again, like I said, you're well funded, you're well supported. If you just want your own spaces, go get them. Go get them. But don't claim to be a woman. Don't claim to be female. You can't invade other people's spaces. Like even the whole social construct argument, it's so boring. It's so lazy. It can apply to age. It can apply to species. It's so lazy. Like, I'm glad you didn't do that today, right? But the adult human female denote argument is wrong too.
Well, I'm kind of I was making an argument from social construct when it comes to connoting to a woman.
Hey, you know what was also social construct that we could try to play this game with, race? You know, I really do feel, as a black woman, I really want to transition to a white person because I've always felt white. You know, I really think this is a good, I really feel like my life would be better if I was a white person. So I'm going to transition to a white person. And in fact, I feel like I'm older and wiser than most of the people in my stupid generation. So I'm also going to identify as 65. And by the way, I'm also going to identify as male because I feel like I have a male brain because I feel smarter. You know, I believe in these sexist stereotypes. So I'm going to also identify as a 65-year-old white male. And you have to identify me as that. I can't. You can never tell me that I'm black, ever, okay? Like, do you see how stupid this sounds? Like, everything's based off feelings instead of an objective reality. And it's just, it's bonkers.
And the crazy thing is, like race to a certain extent is actually on a spectrum, whereas sex is not, right? Like, you're male or you're female. There are no other options.
Race is just the color of your skin, though, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's usually what it is. That's kind of how it's defined,
whatever. I'm not getting into the race debate. Yeah, but I'm not gonna get into the race thing, right? Like, there's all this phenotype and argument around that stuff, whatever, right? The point is that I would say that in actuality, that is more arbitrary than sex, right? Like, race is more arbitrary than sex is. Sex is actually foundational and binary. So, what would be the why shouldn't people identify outside of humanity, right? Like, why not? It's a social construct.
Well, I would largely base it on the relevance of identifying as a certain category.
I think sex is more pertinent than species.
There are people identifying as animals.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but there should be just as valid, right? But I'd say to Jack, I think sex is more pertinent than species. Species is on a spectrum for sure, right? But sex is something, again, that's binary throughout these organisms.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that's even more objective than species.
Well, I guess it's. I guess I don't really I'm not trying to make it claim from objective facts, but I guess
no, but you'd have to agree with me,
sort of am, because I'm not trying to make a claim from biological sex.
Okay, but
I think it makes it more objectively true, which is
okay, but I'm saying that the biological sex is the objective truth, right? Demonstrate to me why it's not.
Well, in terms of a woman, it's simply because the word woman means more than simply biological sex when used in most contexts.
No, it doesn't. It's always in reference to an adult human female.
Are you sure? Insert "are you sure?" But yeah, actually, it just isn't in my experience. Maybe for you, but
okay.
I mean, how could we go? Because semantically, it's just a semantics thing.
I mean, scientific studies probably do use women objectively, but for subjective and sociological discussions, no.
Well, I'd be curious. Do objects? Yeah, I'm going to reduce everything down to objects at this point. Does the object or entity of an adult human female exist?
Yeah.
Is it appropriate to categorize? Yeah.
Well, you could categorize by it, but
no. Is it appropriate? Is it appropriate?
Yes.
Okay. Look, let's look at species. Let's look at how species survive reproduce, etc., etc. Is it pertinent for the species to know the difference between the males and the females?
Well, for like what species are we talking?
Any species.
Well, in terms of like health, yeah.
Reproduction.
It would be pertinent.
Survival. Okay, survival and reproduction is pertinent. Okay. Now, is it also pertinent to understand the difference between a mature organism, right, and a juvenile organism?
All right, that's important.
Right. Okay. So you now have 4 pertinent categories, right? You have the adult males of that particular organism, the adult females of that particular organism. And then you have the juvenile females of that. Is it appropriate to, like I said, have this understanding of these 4 categories? Just from an organizational perspective for a species to survive.
Well, yeah, those categorizations absolutely are important.
Okay, cool. Without having those categorizations, I would argue that the reproductive strategy of that particular species would start failing if they were unable to tell the difference between young and old and male and female. And like as an example, 2 males tried mating, and this was something that they were just doing it by chance, right? Because there was no category. Then yeah, we would have a problem, right? That species wouldn't exist. All understand the difference between male and female counterparts, young and old. All of them, right? The only people that are confused about it are you guys, genuinely. There's no, that is like, how much more objective can you get when you see that the organizational element of biology itself, the reproductive strategy that ensures survival, is based on understanding these basic 4 categories?
Well, it's different with humans because humans have ascribed like connotation to terms, and they also have agency. So of course the humans are the ones that need to be differentiated. But yeah, it is important to differentiate by age, sex, and age and sex. But like, it's just.
I have to go to another meeting. Okay.
The connotation of it is relevant too, and I'm not saying that it can't be used to define by age and sex, but like it's just. I don't get it. I mean, I don't see why it can't have implied meaning. I mean, if you don't want it to have implied meaning, then it needs to not have implied meaning, and people won't identify with it. But it isn't like.
So I have a question for you, Jack. You see the picture over there on the screen?
Yeah, I see it.
So you think a person that looks like that, right, should go into a men's shelter? Me, a trans man.
A men's shelter?
Yes, because you mentioned that you should go into a woman's shelter, right? A DV or SA shelter.
Well, I would base it on your hormone levels. So if you've transitioned, then yeah.
Yeah, no, because there would be not only vulnerable men there, but there would also be vulnerable boys. So why does that give me the right to go into a place that is meant for people who are born male?
The band hammer is on my ass, apparently. I need to dip.
Huh?
Someone sent the band hammer after me, and I've heard that if you get out of the chat, then it doesn't hit you. So.
What's the band hammer?
Oh, someone Banabadin.
Oh.
I think, or something like that. I don't know who did that. I mean, I don't condone that type of behavior. Someone who likes to disagree, I don't believe that's right.
You don't believe they should get banned just for disagreeing?
No, like if I disagree with someone, I don't want to block their account or give them bananas.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
Okay, that should be enough, according to what I've seen.
Wait, so Hope, are you saying that you should go to the, if you were ever in the position, you would go to the women's shelter?
No, because it would make them uncomfortable seeing me with the beard, right?
Then
like I walk
where
in.
would you go then?
I would actually have to look for a third space, and I'm sure they exist. I'm sure they would have like LGBT plus shelters too.
They have co-ed spaces.
Oh, okay. Monica, you might start yelling at us. So
that's fine.
Hi, this is Monica. What's going on?
Oh, don't fall for it. I know who you are, Monica.
You agree with
funny,
this lady?
You're funny. I fuck with you, Monica, but please don't do that
Thank
again.
you.
I think what we need to do, honestly, in this environment, take it from a man's aspect, because they were born a man, and with the trans men movement too, women can go on that side. I think brutally we need to ask them, because they are men, what's disgusting of being a man. I mean, that's the biggest question. We got to go down to the down.
Jordan, I have an answer for you. I have an answer for you.
Maybe later.
You have to realize that just because you was born one way does not mean somebody else was born like you. Don't never think that everybody that's going to be born the same is going to act the same, sir.
You're not asking a question. You're making a statement.
I don't care what I'm doing. I just told you what I said. That's what I said.
As for the man aspect, I think these guys are lost, because it's okay to be a feminine man.
Well, I'm not a man. I'm not a man.
I'm not talking to you. I'm making a statement.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about me.
No. So it's okay to be a feminine man. As a gay man, I don't like feminine men, but it's okay to be gay. It really is. That's the biggest issue, is that these men want to go and be dressed up and think it's okay. Maybe a man.
Hold on. Sir, why? I just want to know, why do men feel the need to think that just because you a man and you was born a man, kudos to you. But why would you come on these panels trying to preach somebody into how you live your life? Okay, they don't want to live their life like you, and you don't want to live their life like you. You don't want to live your life like them. So what's your point?
You are the problem with this. You
are the problem, because you worried about trans women, and trans women are not worried about you. Clock that T.
Trans women are men.
Yeah.
All right. Bottom line.
I'm sorry, but as a lesbian, I would never date a trans woman because they're a man.
If they're transitioning from a man to a woman, they are a subcategory of man. That's just how it works.
It's ridiculous, because as a man, we should be having this talk with other men that are born biologically men, to figure out what's triggering them really. They're saying, oh, I felt like a woman. The bottom line, same with women that want to transform to men. They feel like men. Well, let's talk to them also. The women can do it and figure out why they hate being a woman, and it should be good for them to just be a tomboy then. If they want.
Well, what they got to do with you though? Like, it doesn't matter what somebody feel like. Sir, how is that going to stop? That's what's wrong with this world today. Just like with Trump. Trump is worried about the trans community, like he's going to change the trans community. And my biggest thing is with that, we are not going anywhere, so don't think one bit that we are going anywhere. Why you think Delaware governor is not agreeing with Donald J. Trump? Because he knows that everybody deserves to be treated fairly.
Are you a man?
No, your mama man.
My mom's dead, but okay.
That was funny. Sorry.
But are you a man? Were you biologically born a man?
So was your mama born a man?
I'm not. Listen, I'm asking you.
All right then. That's your answer.
I assume you were a man because you're kind of derogatory and misogynist.
I don't give a damn what I am. I said what I said.
But you know what, Monica, is you're the problem with going on. And
I don't give a damn what it is. I said what I said.
Listen, Monica, Jesus, all you do is talk over people.
That's right. That's the man to call on, Jesus Christ.
No. Listen,
oh, yeah.
Wait. Lily, Jacobo, you've dealt with this person. This person's a troll.
Or is this person for real?
No, they're being serious.
Oh my God.
Argumentative.
Yeah.
As an actual black woman, I'm just being for real. Like, I don't think that these male.
No, they are male.
Yeah, no, I'm an actual black woman.
All right. Well,
As a female black person, right? I don't think you have the same experience as me, at all. I'm sorry, but you don't.
And
Who you talking to?
You.
Wait, what did you say?
Again, as a biological woman who's black, I don't think you have the same experience as me.
Okay, let me just say this. I ain't say nothing to you. But second off, I am a woman, so I don't care what you say you are. I didn't ask you what you was. I don't give a fuck what you is. I said what I said to that.
All right, man.
Oh my goodness, Nala.
Oh my goodness, my ass. I wasn't
say the same thing to us.
No, not Monica.
Say the same thing to us,
There's a person in the comments.
And they don't care what we think we are, you know what I mean?
And they
I don't give a damn what the motherfucker say about me, because at the end of the day, I live my life how I live my life. So you have a problem with me.
I just have a problem with, like, thing of being able to
got a problem with the whale, to be honest.
I have a problem with people worry about somebody else's business.
You're a man, honey.
So at the end of the day, with that being said, you
live your life like a man. That's exactly how you live your life. That's how you always live your life. You can only live a man's life.
Also, Nala keeps saying, like, they keep talking to me. They think that I'm, like, a trans or, like, bro, I am a biological female. I'm just a butch lesbian.
I am a biological say that, girl. They know.
Hey, hold on, wait.
And I bet Monica.
Whoa. Let me.
I bet Monica that.
Hold on, let me just get this whole together. Bitch, I know you ain't fucking playing with me.
This is all.
I know you wasn't coming out here trying to play in my face.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Okay, so.
What I'm gonna do, girl? You
the biggest issue, Monica.
I love
Oh my God.
Monica,
how dare you shut down the
not the racism?
We gotta figure out what's going on.
I wasn't coming.
Monica,
I didn't say that to her. She said something to me. She's bothered by Monica. Monica's not bothered by her. She came from Monica.
Monica, just stop, all right? Because this is you're adding to the
white pieces of trash. Like, what the fuck?
You know better.
I said what I said. If you don't like it, come do stuff.
I see a Myron. I don't see a Monica.
Somebody what? Yeah, look.
I said come do something. That's what I said.
Hey, someone needs to mute her.
I've looked at your videos and your pictures. I'd be terrified of you. You are twice the size of me. You are a whole dude compared to me. You make me look like a woman.
But what we're trying to say, Monica, is good, because we got to figure out what's going on. We got to figure out what's going on, why these men hate being men so much. That's where the problem is. That's where it is.
A lot of them
makes sense.
Watch a lot of Korn, and and this is what makes them like.
They didn't have the daddy talk. That's the biggest issue. They didn't have the daddy.
And they're very confused. A lot of them, and then there's some of them who are just homosexual men, and they really do need to accept their homosexuality and the fact that it's like that does not make them a non-man. They're still men. They just don't like females.
I tried females out the first time. I knew I liked men. You know, I figured myself out. I didn't want to be a woman. You know.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are just like straight. Like I've known a lot of straight feminine men, and some of them are just straight and feminine. But then this ideology comes around. They're like, oh, well, maybe I'm a lesbian. No, you're a straight man. Like it's that simple.
They're
like,
just
it's okay to be gay. It's okay to be
unique. They just want to be something unique, but like, sorry, like you're just like we're all just humans, but you're either a male human or a female human.
As a gay,
it used to be that it was either you're gay or straight.
Yeah, like as a gay woman,
they're trying to blur the lines with that now.
I really don't give a. I don't find my sexuality to be unique. I just say, oh, I'm gay. It's in the story. Like, why are people so obsessed with being the individual? Like, I'm just so special. That's like a way they them, and I identify with pup gender and all this bullshit. It's like you're sucked into your own ideology. Like, just.
Is it alright if I ask the host a question real fast?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I did get removed earlier. I'm just wondering if you need more space for opposition, I can drop down.
I'm just waiting to see who else we get. But if anybody has any questions for me or have any ideas about the the ideology, we could totally talk about it too.
Say it together. They, them, energy. They,
Wait,
them,
Coach,
energy.
can I ask you a question?
There's like 2 people I have in the chat that hate me, and again, it's because they don't like that an actual lesbian is against this ideology, and they would be if they
feel flattered, girl. Feel flattered.
Yeah, they.
The more hated you get, the more popular you are. All right, to say, hey, I'm flattered. God. We appreciate it.
You know what's funny is that if they saw what I look like, they would be the typical. Because I get so many like comments from these weird AGPs who say, "Oh, so are you a trans man?" Like I get that a lot, and I'm like, "No, I'm just a woman." But I told the story before. I went into like Spencer's or Hot Topic or whatever, and this trans woman like always talks to me, and I was looking for stuff for like lesbian stuff for my partner, and he like says, oh well, I told him I was looking for lesbian, and he's like, oh well, there's also the trans section if that ever comes across your mind. So they all like I feel like it's so weird because I get so many people saying like, oh well, do you go by they them? And it's just like, no, I'm just a masculine woman. Like, I get that so much. And it's like, this is why this ideology is so dangerous. Because there's so many people who don't know any better. They just like, oh, yeah, maybe I am a they, them.
Just go the way you are.
You should turn around and be like, is somebody following me or something?
No, exactly. Because, like, it's just like, I just have short hair. But
I have short hair?
Yeah, like, just because I have short hair and I don't wear feminine clothing, I don't believe in makeup, they think that I want to be a man. Or, like, not a woman.
That's ridiculous.
They, them are just like attention seekers, so. They, them
are. I never would want to go by they, them. It's just ridiculous.
That's what you're supposed to tell
yourself, son, and keep living the way you're living.
Can I ask that lady a question? I want to know what she's talking about, Monica.
Monica, there's
I don't know Monica.
The lady, I want to know what she's talking about me, because
I'm talking about you.
I'm talking about this lady, this lady look like somebody's grandma.
Who are you? I say Myron. I don't say Monica.
She's my grandma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't talk to her like that.
I thought she was coming for me. Oh, okay. I'm just checking.
Accept it.
So they called you a man, and that's okay, because you are one, and that's okay.
And she looked like a man, so what's the point?
Well, she's a real woman, like you wish you were, though.
All right.
Gender
non-conforming. That's your answer. You say, I look like a man.
Honey.
Okay, and she looked like a man, so what's
you have a prostate, though.
I didn't ask you that. I said she looked like a man.
Which you'll never have.
Don't talk to my grandma like that.
Find somebody to play with and go.
Wait. Don't talk to my grandma like that.
You better find somebody to play with, lady, because this ain't what you want.
Don't talk to my grandma like that.
You better leave her alone before you go to your grave messing with me.
Like, you guys have to block him.
You're Myron.
Who am I? What? Ghost Chaz, because he's trying to get me to
thank you.
Now. Yeah, like
he never did that.
Wait, what?
People be going to that place, always being a man.
Wait, what did he say?
Yeah, we don't condone behavior like that. I don't give a shit what you identify as or who you are. Alright? Even if we are part of the trans community, we don't do that type of shit. Especially now in my lives. I work hard to get my lives where they're at.
Wait, who said what? I was talking about Ghost Chav.
The man who was below you.
Don't even fucking repeat it. Don't even fucking repeat it. I'm not getting this shit taken the fuck down. I work way too hard to get this shit to where it's at.
Okay, so Ghost Chaz, he's also trying to banana me right now. I think you guys should block him. He's trying to like.
Sure thing. I don't know if I'm a model.
Do y'all just have like a brain, like life form analyzer to know this stuff? Because
it's life.
You know that they're recording you on like a live. Oh, okay.
Me? Oh, I love that. Sweet.
Okay, so they're doing
who's recording?
Like a
who's
raid,
recording?
like spying on you.
I love that. I don't care. I love
who the hell is who the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, give me more screen time.
Yeah, you know what? Here you go, lady.
Record me.
Now the TRAs are
desperate. Like a Discord call with your stream with like 30 people in it.
With my stream?
No, I don't know. That's what I
don't have no stream.
Assume was meant, unless it's just there's no way to know someone's recording. Like, how do you assume
Nah, I don't care.
unless you have
because they were
video
saying
evidence.
Hey, them energy.
Unless you have saying they're doing it. I wasn't reading it.
And show off your dirty binder.
Yeah, they're saying
It is a catchy tune, I can't lie.
We're seriously running out of keys on the keyboard for this crew.
Yeah, they need a new computer. They need a quantum computer to produce all the genders they want.
That's the thing, they're not even a group. It's like they don't even have like we have consistent definitions, consistent arguments that we all share, right? We all know the arguments. We know the answers to the questions. They have all of their answers are different. None of them sync up. None of them make any sense. And so it's like if y'all can't even get a coherent like answer together that that you all share, like you all believe.
They can't define a man and they can't define a woman. So
no. All individual, like it's just what I feel that day. Okay.
Feelings trump facts. The
Have room for you.
I've known people who say that their gender changes with the season.
Wow.
Yeah, like they have.
How the hell does that work?
Or whatever.
Well, it also changes when either me or Raven are with our partners. We're kind of like playing the opposite sex when we're in bed too, according to them.
No, it's like there's a study. So they talk about the ventromedial hypothalamus for complementation behavior. So that's the sexual behavior that males do, like the humping. I can't think of a better word. And again, that behavior is lower in homosexual males. I actually have the paper for it because I work in this industry. So that behavior is lower typically in homosexual males. And they were saying, well, really? Yeah. So that behavior, when gay men, a lot of gay men, not all gay men, but a lot of them will have that behavior lower because they're not, humping females.
And creating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, cause it's just a natural biological thing that men have a higher sex drive because, and we generally have a lower sex drive as women. Not all. I mean, there's always outliers, but because we can only have one baby a year, and men can impregnate as many women as they want or as they could, they're able to within that year. So that's why we have to be. That's why our natural instinct is to be more protective of our womb, or it used to be. It's supposed to be, but that's the only reason why. It's like we have to. Every species is biologically programmed to continue the species, like to procreate and continuation and to keep it from going extinct. It's just a natural thing we can't fight. But there's always outliers. Like I said.
Why is this app so addictive?
I don't know. Why? I know, girl. What? I'm on this shit every day, all day. I'm working in one ear. I work from home, and then I'm like on it in the other ear. And so and I feel like
life was itching to get on here yesterday.
I've been at a company conference.
I'm just on here right now because I'm offered today. I'm usually at school, but I'm in my dorm, and I'm just like, I might as well be on here.
It's fucking up my eyes, man. This app.
It's been driving me nuts because I've been at a conference. I couldn't get on here, and I was like, I couldn't join.
You rather debate people than have to listen to some boring ass conference. I feel it.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't. It was like a in person. It's like my company gets together once a year, and it's always in like a nice place. But they actually came to where I live this time, so. But I still had to be there and be present and all that shit. I have to give like presentations and all this bullshit. It's like
I work from home too,
people.
And I'm a chef, so it's kind of easy to do whatever.
Is there any ops that want to come up I can drop?
Yeah, but all I was saying about the hypothalamus theory is that it's so this is basically just proving homosexuality. That's it. And it's like
gay.
Yeah, it's just the rats are just doing the homosexual behavior, and same when they test this in humans. They're not identifying as the other sex. They still have other sex other things that they do according to their sex. They don't identify as females, which is so hilarious. I saw a theory last night saying oh well, the rats think that they're female. I'm like, what? No, they don't.
They're the only time an animal. The only time. Yeah,
Wait, Monica's back in the chat. Hold on. Monica, if you wanna come back up, you can request, but you gotta not
behave. Just
see
behave.
people like that.
He's always problematic, y'all.
I want to talk to him. He's the basic I'm black and I'm also a trans.
He's like a Tracy. He's like a
caricature. I'm gonna say
It's
a caricature of a black woman. That's what
it's a typical man
Hold on,
that wants to
you
talk down
saying
to women.
but baby, let me tell you, those pictures look better than you. Let's clock it. Let's spill real tea.
That's typical.
Let's spill real tea. Where your pictures at? Where your pictures at?
Who you
All right then, my point exactly.
I'm not getting doxxed. I am not getting
Stop playing with
doxxed.
me.
We can't even understand
You gotta go play with your mom.
Calm down. Myron, calm down.
Why don't you talk English?
Lady, you better shut the fuck up, old ass.
What are you
Don't
gonna
you talk to grandma
Don't
like that.
tell me how to talk to your motherfucking ass, bitch. You better stay in your
What are
lane.
you gonna do?
Don't talk to my grandma like that. Fuck your grandma.
What are you gonna do?
No, fuck you.
What are you gonna do, Myron?
Fuck
What are you gonna do, Myron?
Fuck with me.
What you gonna
Oh,
do,
you're
Myron?
a
What you gonna do,
hero,
Myron?
aren't
Fuck with me.
Do you speak to your grandmother like that?
You sound safe to be in women-only
You got a
spaces.
foul
You better ask
mouth,
somebody about me, bitch. I don't play.
You got a foul
Man,
mouth.
what a woman is.
I must be that bitch because at the end of the day, you worried about me.
How about you just direct all of your insults to me?
You're a man,
Direct them all
you're a
towards
Clock it. I said.
You got no thought about
Thank
you.
you. Clock it.
Go
You gotta
dilate your
make your mouth.
Thank you. Clock it.
Dilate
You're
your
just showing your masculinity,
What
mate.
do you say? Clock it. What do you say? Clock it.
Can you define
Well,
clock it
that's
for me?
like the
You didn't
first.
define clock it.
Okay, can you tell me what that means?
You didn't. Why do white people say you didn't define clock it?
Can you define it? Can you define it? I'm just trying to see if you know what the person you're saying.
Person.
No, you sound like the crows. You sound like the crows off Dumbo. Y'all ever seen Dumbo the cartoon? You know the crows on there? That's
You
exactly
worried
what you
about me,
sound like.
though. You worried about me, though.
Clown.
Josh, you're not gifting this clown. Just Josh, why are you gifting this clown?
Because they love me. That's why.
I think
That's why. Are you mad or not? Are you mad or not?
I think Muppet and
I
everybody's looking
think
for
you
you.
are
You
mad.
should go over
You
there.
right. I think you mad.
No,
You
I'm not
right.
mad, sir. I want
Oh
you
yeah,
to
you mad.
Sir, I want you
Because
to
if
dilate
you
your
weren't mad,
wound.
why are you worried about Monica?
Go dilate your wound.
My point
Who's
exactly.
Monica? I think
My
Myron.
point exactly.
Myron.
You will never stand by me, ho. You will never sit by me, bitch. You will never.
We are actual black women.
Yes,
who are
ma'am. I said what I said.
We are actual black
I'll
women.
look down on
who think
you.
you're
Go dilate
appropriate.
your wound.
You're a
Give me more
disgusting
gifts. I need more gifts.
piece of
I
person.
said clock it.
How tall are you, Myron? How tall are you? How tall are you, Myron? How tall are you, Myron?
How tall and how old is your grandma?
How tall are you,
She
Myron?
look like Dollar J Trump.
How tall are you, Myron?
Myron's like 6'5".
She's a natural woman.
Oh, thank you for gifting me. I need more gifts than this fucking
I don't
clown.
know fucking how old she is. Fuck her.
Leave her alone. Don't talk to my grandma.
And I don't give a fuck who it is.
I'm 68.
I said
Show
what I
some respect,
said.
little
You are
boy.
not young there,
She
Myron.
don't want to
Okay?
actually. She better stay in her lane before she get her ass beat like her grandma bitch.
All right.
What are you gonna do?
Beg your pardon?
Calm down.
No, I said what I said, bitch.
You know what, Myron? I'll pay for your plane ticket.